We have some injury news heading into tonight's game against the New York Giants. It came out earlier today from Tom Pelissero saying Packers running back Aaron Jones' knee isn't expected to play tonight against the Giants per source. Jones, who is listed as questionable, is working hard to get back. He's just not ready, so it'll be the A.J. Dillon show again tonight. So unfortunately, Aaron Jones will now be missing his third consecutive game, 3 straight games since he injured his MCL, sprained his MCL. The Packers decided after that injury not to place Aaron Jones on the injured reserve, which would have meant he would have had to at least miss 4 games. I'm guessing that the Packers were unsure as to how quickly Jones could come back, and odds are because they didn't place him on the injured reserve, they thought that there was a chance he could have been back before that. And now here we are. Jones practiced all 3 days this week. He was limited all week, so it sort of seemed like maybe this could be Jones' first game back, but clearly still not fully 100%. And we'll see next week if maybe he can return or not. It'll be time for A.J. Dillon once again, and we'll see if he can continue making some nice plays, because I think he's played pretty well the past few games. And then some other injury news heading into tonight's game. On Sunday, Jaire Alexander was downgraded from questionable to out, so this will now be Jaire's 5th game missed since he injured his shoulder on November 5th against the Los Angeles Rams. And it is pretty interesting. He's been questionable for 4 straight weeks heading into each game and still has yet to return. So clearly, to not have one of your best players in Jaire Alexander is a big blow to this Packers defense. And honestly, I'm just surprised at how well this Packers defense has played without having Jaire Alexander. The fact that Rasul Douglas was traded away and these backups have still played as well as they have. Carrington Valentine playing really well. Corey Ballantyne, for the most part, outside of that Lions game, has played pretty solid. And so I'm just not sure with this Jaire injury. I'm guessing it's just, a nagging shoulder injury, and he just seems to not be able to be fully healthy. I would assume that he'd be back sometime soon, considering, he has been questionable. So there's been a chance each week for him to play. And hopefully, if the Packers play well as the season ends and make the playoffs, let's just hope that Jaire is back by then. Hopefully he gets a couple games in so he doesn't come in super rusty, but I would guess he's back sometime soon. Then we have Quay Walker, who is doubtful with a shoulder injury, played last week versus the Chiefs, didn't practice all week, so it looks like Isaiah McDuffie will likely be playing in place of Quay Walker. Christian Watson hamstring, he is not going to be playing after pulling the same hamstring he pulled early in the season, missing 3 games to start the season, missing this game, which is just a tough blow for the Packers offense that was starting to see Christian Watson play really, really well. I think he has 4 touchdowns the past 3 games. Him and Jordan Love have definitely started clicking, and that chemistry has been built. Unfortunate for him. So we should see some more of Dontavian Wicks, who has been getting more snaps when Christian Watson hasn't played. And I'm pretty confident in Dontavian Wicks and what he's been able to do in the opportunity he's had. And so luckily the Packers do have a ton of depth at receiver, so I don't think this is an injury that should greatly hinder the Packers offense, because they do have I think very reliable backup and guy who can come in for Christian Watson in Dontavian Wicks. Then Eric Stokes, there's a chance he plays tonight. He would have to be activated off of injured reserve before tonight's game. Hasn't yet happened up to this point. We will see if it does before game time. But he has fully practiced all week long. So odds are Stokes, if he doesn't play this game, should be back next week. And the fact that Jaire has continued to deal with his injuries, getting Stokes back would at least give the Packers some more depth. He hasn't really played much this season, but I would guess, let's say Jaire isn't healthy, I would guess that Stokes would come in, fill in for Corey Ballantyne, in my opinion, and then Carrington Valentine has played really well, so I think that if Jaire's injured, having Stokes and Carrington Valentine would be a pretty solid corner group. I do wonder how long it'll take for Eric Stokes to get reacclimated. When the Packers brought him back, when was that, a month or so ago, from the IR from his other injury, they started him out on the special teams units, and that's when he suffered his injury most recently. So hopefully Stokes will come back soon and be ready. And it's, I think, a testament to the Packers' depth at secondary as to how well they've played without some of their top corners. Elton Jenkins has a neck injury, but he has no injury designation, so he should be able to play. Jaden Reed had a chest injury, but he also has no injury designation, should be good to play. And then Darnell Savage is questionable with a chest injury. He returned last week to play against the Kansas City Chiefs, returning from a calf injury. So this is a new injury, the chest he's dealing with, and he may not be able to play tonight. So it could be, Jonathan Owens, Anthony Johnson. We'll sort of see what happens here tonight for the Packers. But those are all the injury updates. If you want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe. And I will be out with a video tonight breaking down the game against the Giants, hopefully a win. So stay tuned for that one. Turn on the post notifications so you don't miss that video. And I'll see you guys next time.